Hey, grab a pen and paper real quick. I want to show you a quick 3-step formula that's working extremely well to get your content, book, blog, offer, whatever, in the news so you can get fresh, organic, and targeted traffic to your website. Imagine this scenario. What if you were suddenly written up in Google News and quoted as the expert and authority in your field? What if your opinion suddenly was in great demand regardless of your experience? What if you became recognized by a news agency as a go-to person in your niche? Sound like a stretch? Well, I used to think so too until it happened to me. A few years ago, like most business owners, I was a relatively unknown, slightly struggling business owner, and using this 3-step system I'm about to share, my business exploded almost overnight. I went from an average guy in Chicago to becoming the guy, including an ABC radio host, and I earned over $835,000 in a single day using this exact 3-step method. Now, what got me there was recognized media mentions. This is me, right? I was doing real estate training, investing in Chicago, pretty successful, and had some success. Bought an airplane, flew that around, and spoke at other clubs, other real estate clubs around the country, and had a great time doing it. I got a gig with WIND in Chicago, AM 560, and that propelled me into the limelight in terms of the radio airwaves. Moved up to WLS later, interviewed such luminaries as Robert and Kim Kiyosaki, Laura Langmeyer, and others, which is a lot of fun, getting these guys on the radio and getting to know them personally. Became a journalist with Newswire lately, and that combined with my experience at WLS and ABC has given me some insight into the media, both as a customer of the media, as a media host, and even as a guest, because I've been a guest on several dozen radio shows as well. So everybody knows being mentioned in the news works if you position it right. And in order to do it right, you need to follow a proven formula. In fact, if you're using PR now and you're not getting the results you want, it probably has nothing to do with your business experience. Yeah, on one hand, it does have a little bit to do with who publishes it. That's important, and how professional the writing is. But at the end of the day, it's not how your news story looks or even exactly what you say. It's how you position it properly. So there's a 3-step formula for positioning it and saying it properly. Here it is. Number 1, follow the trending news. People could care less about you. They don't care about your product or your company. None of that matters. They don't care about any of that stuff. People follow popular and trending stories. Your audience is following major events from sources they're comfortable with. Following the news is often simply an escape from the challenges of their everyday lives. And they need and want to improve their life and their business, but become lost when searching online. And there's a solution to this. Combine them. That's right, combine them. When you combine your expertise and commentary on a trending topic, why would you do that? Well, instead of trying to distract people from what they're already reading about, why not get in the way of where they're already looking? It's called newsjacking. Now, they want to benefit from your commentary on those popular stories. They just don't know it. The trick is to become aware of trending stories, spin your content by commenting on that story, and then, most importantly, relate it to them. Okay? So step 2, you've got to create that compelling commentary. All right? So give controversial commentary about a trending story and relate it to a direct benefit you can deliver. Right? Talk more about the trending story and the potential benefit to the reader rather than trying to talk about your stuff, your book, your business. Your news release should be a direct commentary about the trending topic and then also contain an idea about them, right? And most importantly, their desired outcome. When you give thoughtful commentary on the news they're interested in, create a newsworthy angle in a properly formatted news story, then create a tease or tangible beneficial payoff for the reader, then it's time for step 3, syndicated social signals. We need to syndicate these things. So every news story needs to be newsworthy and shareable, right? If it's just published on one area, you're only going to get so many people seeing it. When it's shared, and you've seen things get shared rapidly online nowadays, That's the magic, right? Which means other people actually share it willingly, without compensation, just because it's cool or interesting or useful. So it must relate to the basic psychology of human interests, such as holidays, or celebrities, or sports, politics, data, science, or just any news that can be linked to your business, quite frankly. For example, let's take a look at some celebrity that gets arrested, right? And let's say you're a consultant or a life coach. Your press release or news story comments on the arrest and suggests how your unique solution applies. What could you have done to help Christian Slater in this example? All right? Maybe the holiday's coming up, Mother's Day. All right, that's always a great time to promote and talk about a story about a Mother's Day heartbreaking story, a warm story about how your product was the perfect Mother's Day gift. That single mom with 5 kids, and your gift saved the day with them. Or maybe a scandal, right? Maybe there's some report of a scandal in the Veterans Administration, and so your upcoming marketing campaign is donating 10% of your profits to some veterans charity. We hijack the scandal and spin it into a positive angle about your campaign. So when your newsworthy story is shared by others, it actually becomes part of that news stream. So that's, syndicating it. So we want to syndicate that, and we need to actually prime that. We can't just expect it to happen virally always. We want to actually push it out first. So Google, they love stories that are shared socially. And through other recognized media channels, it tends to go once you've seeded it and pushed it a little bit. So we can push it into areas, right? Into local ABC affiliates and into some major ones, and even some local newspapers and magazines and trade journals. And of course, the big one of these social signals. When people on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn start sharing it, it tends to get some more action in Google, and they recognize that, and then they start pushing it out there. Their algorithm determines how much more is seen. Just like in Facebook's Edge rank, well, the more your post gets commented and shared on, the more it shows up in other people's news feeds. It works the same in every area. Now, the same 3-step formula helped me sell over $32,500 with a single mention in the news. And now that you know exactly what to do, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Okay, it's called Authority Fusion. So get your content and brand featured in the news. Post it in the Google News, and then syndicate it to hundreds of other industry, news, and magazine channels. Get ranked above other stories so you can get authoritative recognition, higher search engine rankings, better positioning, and more money. That's the bottom line. So a single professionally written, published, and syndicated story can sell anywhere from $250 to upwards of $600 for a single release, depending who you go to. A professionally written and syndicated news release could be even higher. Now, I started a marketing real estate company back in 2001. And for 4 years, I promoted, marketed, and even had a mid-sized outbound call center. Up to that point, we struggled a bit and made some money, but we had 100% outbound marketing. It was sort of a pain. After 3 years in business, I began newsjacking. And all of the PR followed the same formula I'm giving to you. My first media mention was a brief interview I did. I commented on real estate investing, and it was picked up by MSNBC, Yahoo Finance, and the Seattle Times. I was merely quoted in this article. I did not sell any real estate or read any real estate training in the article whatsoever. It was just a comment. But even though I was not a journalist, and there were experts more qualified than me, using this 3-step newsjacking system, we acquired 5 new clients from this one article. The result? I netted a cool $32,500 in consulting. It was a great week for us. Then I started building my authority with local magazine and some TV and radio exposure. My next seminar, I sold $3.2 million of investment real estate at one event. That was not too bad. That program netted me over $835,000 in profit in just 2 short hours. So I've gone on to use this exact same system and formula to help other authors and businesses. And now I'm giving it to you. But it gets better. Because I'm a senior journalist with Newswire, and I can guarantee you a spot in the news. So here's the deal. Step 1, use our formula, which is a template and tutorial. Okay, fill out a simple form, read the news story overview, fill in the template, send us a photo and a YouTube link. That's it. We do the rest. We'll edit it, submit it, publish it, and syndicate it to over 100 recognized media channels. Okay, you have zero risk. Your PR is published in Google News, CBS, ABC, Fox, and 100 other channels, or your investment is returned. Now, normally this price is $497 for this complete service, but you can have it today for just $97. You get a done-with-you newsjacking system and save over $400. With a discount and the PR in Google or its free guarantee, you cannot lose. So click the button below and get started.